I don't want to burst your bubble, but doing multiple exercises per muscle group is really affecting your gains. You might be wondering, why trust me? Well, I'm someone who's very passionate about the gym and used to go 6 days a week, but every single chest day, I was changing up what I was doing for my chest, and I was wondering why I wasn't growing. It's something that is very overlooked when it comes to training. You only need 1 to 3 max exercises per muscle group. So for chest, I would only do a pressing movement and stick to the one pressing movement, stay on the same machine, a pec fly, and maybe if you want something else. I would only stick to these 3 exercises, most per muscle group, and here is why. So every time you switch between an exercise, your body has to adapt to that new exercise. So every time you switch, your body's making adaptations. Every time you switch, your body is learning this new exercise. And when you do it the next time, let's say you do it 2 times in a row, just for example, you're going to be stronger. That isn't gains. That is your body just adapting to the lift. Now, it's really bad if you're switching your exercises all the time, switching gyms all the time, because you are not sticking to the same machine. You need to stick to the same machine so your body can adapt to that one machine. And then over time, that's when you actually progressive overload. Anytime you switch an exercise, you will get adaptations, you will get stronger really fast, but then after 3 months of sticking with that exercise, that is when the real gains come in, and it actually becomes hard to build muscle. And actually you have to demand and mentally prepare yourself for that workout so you can progress at least a rep or 2.5 pounds barely. Meanwhile, when you're switching exercises all around, you can easily progress 10 pounds on a lift just after one session. Progressive overload only works best when you stick to the one machine. Let's say you bench every single day for 4 months. The progress that you get from benching for 4 months is so much better than the progress that you would have gotten from switching from one machine to the other for 4 months. Because that whole time you adapted to the bench press and you grinded it, started improving on it, put your strength up, and that is real gains because your body was adapted the whole time, and the only adaptations that it was making after the first 2-3 months was muscle. It was not anything else. When I started lifting, and for a really long time, for at least 2-3 years, I was just going through exercises. I was doing whatever I saw on TikTok. I would do incline sit machine press, and then the next day I would do dumbbell press. Switching your exercise doesn't make any sense because you're literally just avoiding the real gains. The real hard part is trying to progress on a bench press after 4 months, not trying to progress on a lift that you switch every single time. When I first started actually taking these principles and staying on the same 1 to 3 machines per movement for my muscle groups, that was when I saw real growth. 6 months ago, I was only benching 205 for 3. I put on 19 pounds in 6 months, and now I'm benching over 330 pounds. That whole 6 months, I was benching, and that is why I got so strong. I got so much bigger. I have people commenting me all the time. I grew so much more in these 6 months than I ever had just because I stuck to the same 1 to 3 exercises for all my muscle groups and made sure I trained them all correctly. And every single time I went to the gym, I was demanding that I progressed on all these lifts. And I knew that I was doing everything right. I was staying there. A lot of lifts were very hard. You don't always progress, but I promise you, if you stick to the same machine, your gains will exponentially increase. Look, at the end of the day, everyone has their ways of gaining strength, and you definitely will get stronger if you switch up your exercises all the time. Even with sticking 1 to 2, I would recommend switching your exercises like after 4 months if you want to. Again, everyone has their own ways of getting big. There's definitely guys in a gym that were massive that switch their exercises all the time. But if you want the most efficient way to gain muscle, this is what you have to do. Picking 1 to 3 exercises and sticking to them, you will get super strong, super quick. Again, over time, everything will work. But you want to get bigger, so do I. If you want to watch this and join me on my journey, please subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.